up? It's Kristi. Are you ready for a spine corrector workout today? I have been chatting with a couple of you and you've mentioned how you're really enjoying your spine corrector right now. I am also. I've kind of rediscovered it again. It kind of goes in and out of use, and I rediscover it and go, this is amazing. So I'm looking forward to moving down on it with you today. And total extra accessory today that you can include if you would like is some hand weights. So I have mine off to the side. It's not going to be the main part of our workout. It'll just be like a throw in, just interspersed here and there. For recommendation of how heavy you want to go, mine are relatively heavy, but you could also go light. And if you choose to have lighter ones, you could probably pick them up and incorporate them a little bit more. So totally up to you. I just kind of want to like put that out to you. And then why is my setup so silly and funky? My mat is on top of my corrector instead of underneath it. That's simply because I have a really hard density foam spine corrector, and it's great especially for standing on and like sturdy, but sometimes it's just a little bit hard on my spine or my hips. So I decided to have fun and just experiment today by putting my mat on top. So that's why it is the way it is. By no means do you guys need to copy that. It just is totally relative to like what you have and what feels good for your spine, okay? So we're gonna work the whole body today, just really a toning, sculpting workout. We will pay attention to our alignment, our breath. We'll move in every direction. We'll start with core, but we will get booty and legs. We'll get some standing balance work in there as well, and we'll definitely have some arm work in there as well. Okay, sound good? Let's get moving. We're gonna start with our core. We're gonna come to seated on the front of your corrector. So where you have this little lip and then the well, this is what I call the well, is right below you. So what I like to do, and depending on your guys' arch, if you have one, you probably know how you like to sit yourself down, so I won't waste time talking about that. But mine is sometimes I kind of reposition how far forward I scoot my bum or my hips to where I want that arch to hit me in the low back behind. So sometimes it's a little bit steep for me, so I kind of scooch forward. That's that's all that is about. All right, let's start with the bottoms of our feet together and butterfly your knees open. This is just to get our hip flexors totally out of the equation for the beginning. Hands behind the head to support the weight of your head. And then let's let our chest melt out over that arc. So once you're here, you decide whether you need to maybe resituate a little bit. I'm gonna actually scooch down just a tad. Okay, so just enjoy the openness that this brings in the chest. I know sometimes when I first come into this, I like get a little bit of a couple corrections in my back and with my ribs. Take an inhale here, and then with an exhale, by sliding your ribs down, pressing them back against that arc, just curl forward. Press your head back against the hands so the head is not pulling forward. And then inhale, come all the way back. We're gonna just relish this extension each time we come back here. So we're gonna move through these forward folds rather slowly to start, so that we get the benefit of that extension each time as we go back, and see if we can get just a little bit more openness in the front of the body, maybe a little bit more squeezing, a little bit more out of that extension. If you're anything like me, extension is not the first place that your body slides into. It takes time for my body to sort of warm up and move into that position. I know some of us just slide right into that position. That's kind of your natural go-to, which is great. Nothing wrong with that. I think that's great. Inhale, go back, and exhale forward. Really focus on those low ribs, folding up in the front, fanning to the back against the arc as you curl forward. Good. And inhale back. And exhale forward. Let's go 6 more of these. Inhale back. Reach the spine nice and long over that arc. And exhale forward. Good. And inhale back. Exhale forward. Good. And 4 back. And forward. And 3 back. I know they're slow. and forward. Sometimes I'm like, oh, it's slower even than I want to go. It's okay. It's a good thing sometimes. Just listen to your body, work with your breath. For 2. And back. One more. Curl it forward here. Good. Keep your hands behind your head. Press the head back. Keep those ribs folded forward. Let's just close the knees together and then let them splay open. And close and open. Now, as you're doing this, I want you to feel like you're trying to sink the belly tissue right inside your hip bones a little bit deeper inside of you, like you're trying to pull away from that waistband, and that's what's bringing those knees together. Okay, so it's not really the knees waving in and out, which we know they can do that all on their own, right? Good. Let's go for 6. Staying curled forward, ribs are pressing back for 5. Good. Head presses back for 4. So there's no tension happening in the front of the neck there. Good. For 3 and 2 and 1. Hold it here. Walk your feet sit bones apart and then float one leg up to tabletop and then the other one up to tabletop. Make sure that you can hold this. You can hold behind your quads for just a moment. Situate yourself into that position here, okay? And then let's open the knees, heels together, toes apart. We're gonna straighten away into our frog bends and then inhale, bend. We're going to reach away, and as we bend in, let's let the chest fall backwards. Exhale, curl forward, reach the legs away. Inhale, bend and curl back. That's it. Let's take it for 8 more. And 7. And back. 6. And back. 5. And back. Really use your breath. 4. And back. 3. And back. 2. And back. 1. Hold it here. Press the head back into the hands. We're going to separate the legs, little tiny circle around and back together for 8. 7. 6. Point the toes for 5. And 4. Connect the heels again. 3. Through the center for 2. 1. Reverse down, around, and up for 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. Ribs curled forward for 3. And 2. And 1. Bend the knees in, let the chest fall back. 1 foot down onto the floor at a time, and just melt over that arc behind you. Take a nice big inhale here, and let's extend the legs long in front of us, down on the floor, squeezing them together. See if you can let the hands leave behind the head and reach the arms behind you. We're gonna roll it all the way up. Exhale, curl forward. Good, and reach all the way out for your toes. You might readjust once you get there because I was too far forward. I would have fallen right off that lip. And let's roll it all the way back down, nice and slow. See that those feet stay down on the floor and roll forward. Good, coming all the way off, 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 off. Hands reach out for your feet and roll it back. That hard part is getting your low back to touch down to that arc or arch behind you. Woo! Without lifting the legs. Good. Let's go for 3 more like this. Good. Try and relax the shoulders. They're going to want to possibly shrug. Thumbs are up. Palms face in. Whew. I can't quite do it without lifting my feet up, but that's what we're going for. This is 2. Good. 1 more. Woo, all the way up, 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 up. Good. Rolling it back, rolling it back, rolling it back. Good. Reaching all the way back. This time, as you come forward, I want you to pull your knees in and reach for your feet. So for this one, I like to resituate just a little bit, bringing my hips lower down onto that lip, and then reach the legs out, the arms back and the chest over. We'll take that for 6 more. Good. Reach away and stretch it back for 5. Good. Really work that middle of the back, low ribs as you fold forward, so you're not starting to feel any tension in that neck now that you don't have your hands behind your head to support the weight of the head. Good. 2 more, I think. Hopefully we didn't skip one. And 1 more. Pull your knees up, give them a little hug, bringing them right up over your hips here. We're gonna bring our hands behind our head. That's it. We're gonna take it into, press that head back. We're gonna take it into a crisscross, reach your left leg straight. Keep the right knee bent, twist your torso towards the outside of that right knee. And now we're gonna focus on a little back and a little fold forward for 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. Go ahead and bend the left knee in, straighten the right leg out, twist the torso to the outside of that left knee. We go back a little, up a little for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Scoop that belly out for 3 as you come forward for 2, 1. Come back through center, grab a hold of your knees, give yourself a little hug, rock from side to side onto your hips if that feels good, and then let's go 1 foot down at a time, hands back behind the head, and last time into a just nice extension here, letting the chest come out over that arc behind you. Good. Elbows are nice and wide. Just hang on to the weight of your head. If it feels good for you, you can totally let your head lie back on the arc behind you and reach your arms overhead. This one feels good to me to just leave my hands behind my head. Take an inhale here, stretching out the front of the body. With your next exhale, I want you to curl it forward. 1 last time. Reach your hands for your knees, and you're going to come all the way up. You can lengthen the legs out just to help yourself come up there. All right, let's go ahead and turn it around, and we're going to come onto hands and knees here. For this portion, we can totally use a hand weight. So grab a hold of, you can put 1 on each side, okay, just so that they're there for us to use if you have chosen to include that today. All right, and then you're gonna have your knees on the lip of that carriage and your hands can go like on the sides here, all right? Still working through our core, but now more into the posterior chain as well. I want you to reach your right leg straight back behind you, and as you do that, I want you to keep your hips square. So you can use your left hand to make sure that those hips are square, meaning this right hip is not dropped down, but it's not rotating back either. So for me, that's my biggest challenge on this side. My hip likes to rotate back, and it's hard to feel that. So we're aiming to try and keep it nice and square. Let's keep both hands down here, flex through that back right foot, and you're just gonna lift the leg up and down. This isn't like an arabesque lift, so it's not super crazy high. We would have to allow that hip to roll open in order to do that. I want you to keep the hip facing the spine corrector underneath you. Keep your body weight right over the center of you, and just little lifts pulling from the heel back. So you want to start to feel it in the glute max and in your hamstring. Okay, we're going to take it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now we're going to include the left hand. So I like to take the outside edge of that hand straight forward, okay? Maybe you lift it just a little bit. It doesn't have to come all the way up to your ear. We lift and lower. Good, lift and lower. Now what you're looking for is that you don't have any change in the position of your spine. So if you feel that your low back starts to sort of dump down, okay, or the belly starts to dump down towards the arc underneath you, then you're using the low back to pull the leg up. So you're kind of crimping into that low back and coming more into an extension. We want to try and keep everything nice and long here. Let's go for 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. You're going to bring the left hand back down. Keep the right leg straight behind you. Here's your option to include that hand weight now. So you're going to pick that hand weight up into your left hand, and now you're going to lift the right leg behind you. Every time that you pull the heel to the glute, so don't drop the quad, so you're not letting the knee come down, knee stays up. You're going to do a little tricep pull here, and then reach back and down. So we go for 10 and 9, little hamstring curl here. Good. For 8 and 7. Good, not rolling that hip open for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good, you can put that hand weight down for now. Both hands come back and bring your right knee back. Oh, say hi. Hi, Joshua, say hi. Okay, so we're going to still mobilize the right leg, but we're going to keep that knee in a 90-degree bend. So little donkey kick back, and then tap that knee down just to the front lip. Donkey kick back, same thing. You want to make sure not to dump into your low back here. So nice and stable. If it doesn't go as high as maybe you feel like it should, that's okay. The focus is on the glute max and the hamstring, not the low back. For 6 and 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring the knee down for a moment. If you have a lighter hand weight, you can pick it up into your hands. I have heavy, so I'm not going to include mine here, but we are going to mobilize the left arm. So keeping that right knee bent, we're just going to kick it out to the side and back under. As you do that, you're going to lift the left arm to the side and back down. So it's a little deltoid fly here. Good for 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 for 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. Good. Now I want you to bring the knee underneath you, touch your left hand to it, and then extend arm and leg long, and then bring the knee under and extend. What you're looking for here is that the spine again stays in one long alignment. So it's not twisting, it's not dipping, okay? I think someone's having a hard time with his leash here. Do you need help? You need to be rescued? Go for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. Good. Bring your left hand down. So now we're down on both hands. All right, keep that spine long. We're still mobilizing the right leg. Now, if your wrists are getting tired, you can come up onto your fists on the top of the arc. That's perfectly fine. Lengthen the right leg straight back behind you. Now cross it behind you. As you cross it, try not to twist too much or like crimp up in your left side. So reach your left sit bone long. Point the toes back here. And now you're going to lift that leg up, across and out, across and down, across and out, across and down. Good. Let's take it for 10 and 9 and 8 and 7. I don't know if you guys can see, but he's like rolling around saying, I'm so cute. And 6. I want to go where I'm not supposed to. And 5. Won't you let me? And 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. Cross it down and back. Hold it here. Now when we lift it up, we're going to lift it straight in line with us. From here, I want you to bring it around to the side, all the way perpendicular to your hip. Kick it back straight, and then cross it down and low. We lift up, open to the side, reach back center, cross down and back. So we're going to go for 8 more like that. To the side, center, cross down and back. And center, to this, whoops, to the side, kick to my wall, and down and back. Good. And 6. That's it. and 5. Working that waistline at the same time we work the hips and the legs for 4. Good. And 3. That's it. And 2. Forgot where we were. Last one. Center and bring it down, just centered behind you. You're going to come down onto the top of the arc with your left elbow. Okay, you're going to face back and you're going to open this right leg just out in front of you a little bit. Now the hip is in a turnout, okay? Your right hand can also be down on the arc in front of you. Point your toes. From here, we're just going to lift and lower. Good. Lift and lower. Go for 10 and 9 and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up here. Let's draw circles the size of a basketball for 10 in one direction. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg all the way down. Come back up onto both hands and pull the right knee in and down onto the lip. So sneaky, sneaky, did you feel the work into your left hip? I definitely did. So not just into that right hip. All right, we're going to lengthen that left leg back, which the knee might be happy to not have any weight on it here. Flex your foot. Just starting with that left leg, lift and lower. Square those hips to the corrector below you. I was going to say carriage. To the spine corrector below you. Forgetting which piece of equipment I am on here. Good. Not lifting too high so the low back doesn't change its shape. Pulling from the back of the heel, hamstring, and that glute max. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot down. Now we add the hand, so reach the right arm straight forward. Outside edge of the hand is down in front of you, and then we lift up, and maybe it's only an inch off of the floor, both arm and leg, okay? But try and make the lift even with arm and leg. So if you're not going too high, don't go too high both arm and leg, like here, yeah? Whoops. Good. Keep those hips square again, shoulders square, no dipping in that body. That's it. Go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and pull it in. Both hands go down. Here's where you can grab that weight into your right hand. You're going to keep the left knee bent, and we're going to go into, we had the leg long first, didn't we? So the leg's going to lift. That's what we're doing. Leg is lifting. I'm going to kick the heel to the glute and pull that weight up. Elbow is in tight towards your side there. Good. That's it. Keeping the quad high behind you, hips squared. All about a hamstring curl, tricep pull. Let's take it for 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 for 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. Bring the toes down and put your weight down. Both hands come back on and bend the left knee in. We're going to go into those donkey kicks here. So both hands are on and that left knee stays bent. We start those donkey kicks here. Remember, it's not important to go super high. You just want to lift that knee behind you. As long as that low back, lumbar spine stays long and there's no extra arch that comes into it, right? That's important for our alignment. Pull that belly in underneath you. Good, kind of in opposition of that movement of the press back of the leg. We'll take it for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now this leg opens out to the side like so, but we can add the right arm. So you can use a weight if you have a lower weight than me. And as the leg opens out, the arm opens straight out to the side as well for 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4, 3 and 2, last one. Bring it all the way in. Shake it out on the left arm if you need to. Mine does. And now we're going to lengthen the left leg straight back behind you and then cross it back behind you without crimping into the right waistband. So keep your sit bones reaching back. Here we go. We lift that leg up and across and down, up and across and down. You've got it. Go for 10 and 9 and 8, 7 and 6, 5 and 4, 3 and 2. Last one, bring it back down and across. Remember on this one, we're going to lift it up and centered. Then we're going to reach it out to the side, back centered, and cross it down. Up centered, reach out to the side, back center, cross and down. 8 more, just like this. That's it. Cross down. Up center, out to the side, back center, cross and down. Good. We're on our 6th. That's kind of me just reminding me. And this is our 5th, where I forget our count. And 4. Good. And 3. And 2. Keep breathing. Keep that spine long. Last one. Center and bring it down. Come down onto your right forearm and your hand comes forward. You're going to take the toes of this leg and move it forward just a little bit. You're looking back at that foot, okay? We're going to lift up and down, up and down. Good. Go for 10 and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up on 1. Circles for 10. Size of a basketball. Make it round. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down and bring your knee all the way back on, and you can sit back onto your heels. I did forget something, you guys. I do remember it. It was the little taps for our knee, huh? So we're going to come right back into position so we don't miss that. We're going to bring the right hand, left knee together. So I want you to tap, but I don't want you to come into a round spine here. Keep your spine long and then extend arm and leg. And bring it together and extend. Good. For 10. Woof. Nice and still on this for 9. It sure looks easy. I find a lot of little dips in my body. So what we're doing here is really trying to target our micro stabilizers underneath all those larger muscle groups. Good. For 5 and 4. Make sure our system is strong on both front and back. 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Bring it down. Now you can sit it back onto your heels. So what I'd like to do, give your wrists a shake out. I know we've been a lot on our wrists, though we've also had our knees down. We're going to come into a little bit of planks here. And then we're going to take it around into a sideline series. So if your hands feel ready for it, you're going to come back and have them on the top of the arc. Come forward, start on your knees, step one foot back, then the other, and you're going to be in your plank position. If for any reason you want to be on your knees instead, you can come around to the front. Knees are on the mat, hands are on the arc. All right, I want you to really pull back through your heels here. It's just kind of a nice feeling. It helps set our hips where they need to be. Pull that core back and in. Really expand the chest here. And now let's point the toes and flex the feet. Point and flex. Point and flex. Good. Flex, think push back through the heel. Good. I find that push back through the heel really helps me find that connection to my core as my stabilizer up in plank. Take it for 6, 5, 4, little calf stretch for 3, 2, 1, come right to a neutral here. We're going to bring the right knee under across to the left elbow, step it back, left knee under across to the right elbow. These are like your mountain climbers. I'd like to take this one slow instead of fast. If you're feeling more energy and like you want to take it fast, go ahead and do so. Make this your workout. It's the most important thing, guys. Okay? Now I'm going to try and focus on just maintaining the alignment of my spine, really engaging from my core as I pull that knee under. Slower is not always easier. It's often harder. Take it for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees down just for a little pause. Sit back onto your heels. Swing your arms out. I think for me, my arms are more tired than anything else, but that being able to have your hands on the outside edges of the arc actually helps you not have such a severe angle of the wrist, hip bend of the wrist. So usually it's a little bit nicer to our wrists, okay? Let's go back up into that. We'll do a couple push-ups if you want, and then we'll do a couple straight leg raises behind us. Okay, hands on, find your position, step it back into your plank. Good. Let's bend the elbows in narrow, push down, and back up. If it's only halfway, that's okay. You go what you can. Down and up. 3 more. Down and up. 2 more. Good. Going down is easier than coming back up. And lift it up. Hold it here. Lift the right leg up and down. Just the right leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The left leg pulls up straight for 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Step that foot forward, other foot forward, and then fold all the way over here. Look back through your knees. Get a stretch to the backs of the legs. Bend if you need to, and we're going to slowly roll it all the way up. Okay, you're going to come around. Leave your hand moving with me, you guys. If you liked this workout, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you get a notification each time I upload a new video. Come over to my website at goneadventuring.com if you're interested in more full-length workouts or live classes each week. Join us. Let's do this together at any time from anywhere. I'll see you soon.